Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at a bearish setup we had in gold this morning. You can see that during the London session, you were making lower highs, lower lows, but then you came up here and you actually broke this previous pivot high. So now you didn't have any trend at all. You had a lower low and a higher high, but you ended up leaving this gravestone doji. The big topping tail, entire body of that bar was all selling. So you had this bearish gravestone doji, followed up by a really bearish bar. Left the topping tail, the entire body of this bar was all selling. Actually closed under the 50 EMA. We know the 50 EMA significant support and resistance, causing the 5 and 13 to cross to the downside. And momentum hadn't completely shifted yet, but was also getting ready to cross to the downside. Then this bar opened right here, came back and tested the 50, did not stay above it, ended up rejecting, leaving the topping tail, and another entire body of the bar was selling, pushed down, got extended, significantly undervalued on our value charts, and we know we hit significantly undervalued. We're going to pull back, consolidate, or reverse. But right here, this bar was just in front of the US session. This closed just as we were coming into the US session, and we had triggered the gravestone doji with this bar closing under significant support, setting up a continuation under 1780.70. This bar opened up, pushed a little higher, then came down, triggered that bar in with a nice bearish bar to the downside, and then gold made a nice rip lower. Again, hit significantly undervalued, and that's always a good place to take profits. This is what that looked like on our Renko chart. Right here is where you put in that gravestone doji, and then that really bearish bar right next to it. And the low of that bar was right there, equal to the low of that bar, 1780.70. Right in here is where the gold ghost pit opened, right here around 720, and that triggered that bar in. We broke below the support bar and headed lower. And you can see that our target was down here at 1771.40. Those of you who know us know we trade to targets every single day. We triggered in at 1780.60, probably 70 or 60, right in there somewhere. Target was 1771.40, so you should have had the opportunity to grab at least $800 plus per contract on that trade down. Now, I don't know if you're going to grab all that. You may have taken profits sooner, but again, we trade to targets all the time, and our main target was 1771.40. When we hit that, we were hitting significantly undervalued on our 30-minute chart, and that was definitely a good place to go ahead and take profits. You can see that gold ended up bouncing out of there and stayed above that the whole rest of the morning. Gold's still above that. So that was a good place to go ahead and take profits. Again, when we hit significantly undervalued at a significant target area, at the very least, tighten your stops, and that's a good place to take profits. So nice bearish setup in gold, trading down to target.